Welcome to this edition of the Soy Checkoff Check-In on AgriTalk. I'm your host, Chip Flory, and I am very happy to welcome back United Soybean Board CEO Lucas Lentsch. Lucas, how are things going with the Checkoff and at USB?
Now, as you can imagine, it has been busy. Recently, I was up in North Dakota for meetings, and on my way back to St. Louis, I had a chance to swing by and say a quick hello to family in South Dakota. And, nothing brings it home more than family members, sitting on the tailgate, chatting with my brother a little bit. He just said, "Hey, what the heck's going on in the soybean space?" He says, the commodity prices, as a soybean farmer, he says, I'm concerned, significantly concerned. And I said, "Brother, I hear you." His name's Michael. And I said, "Mike, there's a lot of moving pieces globally, domestically, and the tremendous amount of pressure on soybeans across the world. It's not just a U.S. market, it's a global market." And, in just a few minutes, I realized I was trying to explain like 4 different organizations and what they do, Chip, and how that helps farmers move beans.
Yeah. We are looking at a tough time, and revenue from soybean production is going to be down from a year ago. When you talk with other leaders, farmer leaders at USB, what do they want? I mean, this global trade is one thing, but we're bringing on domestic demand as well.
Just great crops out in different parts of the country, but the same goes for Brazil. And as you think about if our market strategy is betting on a weather event someplace else, that's kind of a whole lot of hoping. And that's where Checkoff steps in. And what are we doing to provide value in the supply chain for years to come? But we can't do that without great partners like American Soybean Association. Those folks get up every day and think about the policy implications at a national and international level, frankly, but really on the policy of what happens in the halls of Congress. That's the American Soybean Association under the leadership of Steve Senske. And then you layer in what is a U.S. Soy Export Council under Jim Sutter's leadership. That's that global demand and making sure we have that market presence. And if you look at policies like California Air Resources Board and what they're doing in the renewable space and how the implications of that in biodiesel and renewable diesel for years to come, we've got our work cut out for us. And domestic demand, hard stop. That's our priority. And we also balance it out with our global market access.
Right. When I first met you down at Commodity Classic earlier this year, you talked about how important the team is at USB. Talk to me about how those state orgs help USB represent bean growers.
Well, hey, talk about foundational bedrock of Checkoff.
Yeah.
Qualified state soybean boards. Every farmer is first and foremost a local zip code, and their local zip code is their qualified soybean board working for them. So half the Checkoff stays local, half of it goes national. And, the partnership across the 31 states of qualified soybean boards, I will just tell you, it's incredibly important because it's not just one Checkoff and then the other. It truly is a farmer's unified Checkoff investment. And those partners at a local level and what they're able to do and do quickly and in a nimble way, hats off to them. Their innovation spirit is alive and well. And my job right now is to make sure we're not trying to be duplicative of each other. And I think we're really dialing that in.
All right. This month, we've been talking about transportation issues. Talk to me real quickly here about how the Checkoff is working to make every harvest count.
That idea of every harvest, if a farmer has, what's the saying, 40 harvests in their career as a farmer, typically on average, every year you should be able to see global market access improve. But that also requires maintenance. And, Checkoff, whether it's the studies on the Mississippi, ensuring we've got the right locks and dams and the research and the funding that goes into it. I mean, think about it. $1 of farmer investment doing the analysis only to open up tens and thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars for improvements that need to happen on infrastructure. So getting that commodity to market in an effective and efficient way, and it's all above board. It's roads, it's rivers, it's rail, it's marine. All of that is part of the infrastructure that Checkoff is thinking about. The Soy Transportation Coalition, speaking of a team, what a great partner we have in Mike Stenhook there as well.
Yeah, no doubt. Lucas, it's always fun to catch up with you. Thank you so much.
All the best, and as we head into harvest, may you be safe out there and know that we're counting on you, and thanks for what you do to feed our world and give it fuel and fiber and everything in between. Appreciate you.
Outstanding. Thank you, Lucas. That is Lucas Lentsch, CEO of the USB. That wraps up another conversation with Lucas on the Soy Checkoff Check-In. Again, to learn more about what soybean growers are doing to build demand for soy, go to unitedsoybean.org. I'm Chip Flory. Now, let's get back to AgriTalk.